Hello, it's the final word. Everton 1, West Ham United 1, Goodison Park. On Saturday, Everton extend their unbeaten run to 9, which is we've not done for a number of years, with the late Jake O'Brien header to make sure that that David Moyes kept the run going. Lost his opening game, basically just because he only had a day to sort things out. Once you have more than one day, it's been sorted. And we now go into a little break on the back of a really good unbeaten run, joined by John in the studio. Ped, he's obviously
Olivia.
What did you make of the team beforehand? Because obviously, yes, but even though Alcaraz, there was a shout for Alcaraz to start, I was a little bit surprised he took Lindstrom out.
I was confused because it wasn't the team I picked in the starting 11.
That can happen.
So I was confused by that.
That can happen. It can
it though?
Maybe we'd have won with your team.
I thought he wanted to have his cake and eat it, didn't he? A little bit. He wanted to try and get all the players in the team that he wants in the team, and it never worked.
No,
never worked.
No.
It left Alcaraz struggling. I don't think Alcaraz is a good enough player to know how to do that, and I don't think he's been in the Premier League long enough to know how to do that role. I think it either should have been Alcaraz and Decore playing like either in James Garner's position if you're going to do that, or Decore playing in his normal position.
No, what I thought it was going to be when I seen the team, I thought it was going to be Harrison on the left, James Garner on the right, and then Alcaraz with Decore and Garner. That's how I thought he was going to line up. Because James Garner's done that role before. Yeah. And so when the match started, and I'm looking at Alcaraz, because he was on my side. But he was on my side, but he wasn't. He was tucked so far in. It was almost as if we had Beto and Alcaraz and Decore sitting off him. And that meant Mikalenko had a big load of space, John, to fill up that land. He's not exactly a raiding left back, is he?
No.
He flies forward and goes past people. Not. So were you a little bit, what did you make of it?
Nosebleeds,
yeah. But I mean, what did you make of it beforehand?
I would have gone with his team.
Yeah.
To be honest.
My team was revolutionary. team, just Alcaraz.
You know, and I don't think two players up top fundamentally, which is Decore and Beto, couldn't trap anything, or control anything, is particularly helpful. So there's a lot of turnovers then, isn't there?
Yeah.
And Alcaraz gets starved of the ball. And if anything, we should be playing around him to give him the ball, right? And then it just fizzled into nothingness. Classic end of season, if you prefer that, or the other way around, like a pre-season game. Now the teams seem that fussed whether they won or not. You know, I said to my missus, who was having a one and only experience of the Lower Gladys, before we move, one goal wins this. Yeah. And hadn't been for a tremendous piece of play, it would have been. One goal won it, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I thought we started off all right. I thought we sort of had them on the back foot. They were so deep. Even like they were playing Jarrod Bowen up front, but he wasn't really up front. He was sort of between the edge of the box and the halfway line, like in the middle. But I think what it did to me on Saturday was show where the money needs to be spent in the summer with the final third. But we were okay getting it to the final third, but then when we were in those areas, there wasn't enough.
I just thought we just demonstrated a real lack of quality. Like we need quality, don't we? Like they demonstrated a real lack of a centre forward, and I just think quality. There was no real quality in the game, bar a couple of the goals had quality in them, but there was no real quality in the game. Like Jordan had to pull off that great save from Jarrod Branthwaite's header, and then they had the other one where Bowen's got far too much time to do keepy ups and volley it in, far too much time. And apart from, and then we'd had a few crosses, hadn't we? We'd had quite a few crosses, and Beto had maybe 3 decent opportunities off crosses, but nothing really. It's just such a lack of quality. I think it showed where both teams are. Good structure, good defences, not in the final third bits and pieces, but both teams are exactly where they are because they lack something. I think that was so. But final third, we are crying out for pace on the wings and a centre forward.
Who'd have thought?
And midfielder as well who can get round the pitch, the whole pitch,
and also
not just some of the pitch.
Also put his foot on the ball. Too much.
And full backs, and maybe another centre back.
We can't listen. It's like I said before. It's 9 games. 9 games.
Full-backs, you've got Jake as a centre back.
No, but that's the thing, isn't it? Is that you do everything. You get to one level and you look for the next level. It's not just moaning, because there's no moaning, but it's just about, right, that's where we are now. We'd have, keep saying it, we'd have all took this 100%, walking out that Villa game when we were 1 point above relegation.
Sure.
If I had to said by, the 17th of March when we're recording this, Everton are 17 points clear of like, they're gone. The bottom 3 are gone.
Totally.
We're safe. We can plan for next season. We'd have all been like, sign me up immediately.
And that's the important bit, what you just said about planning for next season. The earlier in this season you can plan for next season, the better. And what we're seeing Moyes do, which Dyche never got anywhere near, is, with the players he's had, and now he's got some coming back, is approaching knowing what the most you can get out of this group of players is. Because you can't think about replacements until you know where the line is, right? We can all go subjectively, we know we need more quality, we need pace, we need this, we need that, we need the other. But just as important is the ones you keep. Because we're not getting rid of everyone and bringing the whole new 25 in, so to speak. And I think that's why, little flashes of Chimiti, if Brozier gets some minutes and builds on what he did at the weekend, then there'll be a question to be asked then of balancing how much would you have to pay for him versus how fragile is he, and those sorts of things. But we can all see the potential, can't we? There's a number of players there who we know are going to be there. Tim's one of them as well, who we can be confident in. We've got Ndai to come back and blah, blah, blah. And then you've got to sprinkle it with the right purchases, with the right attributes, which is always the case. But trusting Moyes to try and do that with the support of whoever's doing the recruitment bit and obviously the money side of it as well.
No, I think that's really important. You can't do everything, can we, this summer? There will be an influx of players, there will. I mean, I've heard Liverpool fans saying today they need 6 in the summer. They're just about to win the league by,
Are they though?
Well, maybe. And they're talking about needing 6 new players because they haven't got quality, and you're like, well, you know what I mean? But we can't do it all. We will do, numerically, I think Everton will bring 9 or something, but it's about the quality, isn't it? But I don't know about you, but there's just a trust there from me on the manager. It's just like, he'll get us organised, which we are. He'll get us difficult to beat, which we are. But we're also trying to win games of football instead of just going, sit back.
It's a better feeling.
It goes back to what we've just been saying then about planning early, getting the planning done early. All the planning's getting done off the pitch. Even just this weekend, new appointments were announced on Saturday, sort of like under the radar. Because they're not massive. No. Not like to the general
playing stuff.
They're not to the general person. They're behind the scenes on the other side of stuff rather than the playing side of stuff. But stuff's happening off the pitch, isn't it? And more will happen. And I was talking to Joe Thomas before, and we did a live, and we were saying, what have you got a feel yet of what's going to be happening? And he was like, no, because not till they make that next appointment. Like, do we know what the shape of next season is going to look like in terms of recruitment until you make that next appointment? And I'm sure that'll happen soon, because you want to get on with the business of bringing in players. Pre-season, we know the middle section of the bit which really matters, we know where that is now, don't we, in America? So that's where the hard yards will be done. So that's sorted out. Stadium's obviously sorted, so it's a case of now they can actually get down to it and start planning. And maybe that means after the break, maybe not for the derby, but after the derby, he might start going, I'm playing Alcaraz now, and I'm playing Chimiti now, and actually I'm playing Brozier now, and I'm going to start looking at all these different players, and Irabunum's going to start getting games, and I'm going to start looking at players, because even though he's been really, he rejects the idea, doesn't he, of us being safe as such, but I think that's more for the players. I think that's keeping players on the toes, going, not, and I think the next thing will be like, I think he'll start making public statements about Lindstrom and Harrison and people like that. And I know he has already, but I think he'll start saying, if you want to be here next season, Beto maybe as well. Yeah. Like, you've had your purple patch. Can you do it now? And I think that'll be the next thing. Keep
more committee type comments about how crisp he is in his striking of the ball. effectively saying...
Just start them.
But the point being... pointing out indirectly to players what other players competing for your position are doing. You know, Brozier needs to play more minutes, whatever, you know, and just give them that.
But he's already sort of said last week, didn't he, then on Friday before the game, that McNeil and Jai and Dom aren't far away either.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the strengthening of the bench. He talked about it, I think, after the game, and he was saying, well, I think it was Joe, actually, Joe Thomas, who asked him and said, well, you looked at your bench today and there was more senior players there, and does that give you more confidence? And of course, we'll get onto it in a minute, but the subs definitely made a huge impact at the weekend. And it is about that, isn't it? Building that forward. And can you throw the gauntlet down to a few of these players? But he is going to, totally agree, Ped, he is going to have to get to a stage where you'd almost look and go, right, we're not sure whether we're going to be able to catch them teams there, so therefore, what is the plan and horizon? Well, I need to look at Timmy Abunam, I need to look at Yusuf Chimiti, I need to look at Brozier, I need to look at Nathan Patterson.
True.
It might be another, you know, when Jai coming back in, we'll see, to see whether or not they are. Jesper Lindstrom again,
particularly the ones he thinks he might have to make decisions about. You know?
But you've got to know, haven't you?
Lindstrom and Brozier, both, you know.
Well, exactly, but you were also looking at Chimiti. What happens with Chimiti? You know, we've said, he could go on loan. Is that really the best thing for Everton? No. Is he just better going? You're actually
good,
a real contender to play every week, or you're certainly a bit. You know, you're our player. No good sending you out again now. That Brozier, early. Can he stay? I don't know. But there is a decision to make about him. There's a conversation to have with him. I think he showed at the weekend, and again, I will come on to it in a minute, but he showed at the weekend his qualities, and we don't have someone like that who can take a ball and beat three men and have the power to. We don't have it in our profile. Irabunam, I really liked him, Irabunam. I think the start of the season he was brilliant, and then obviously got the injury, and we're seeing flashes. I thought at Wolves he was way off it. I thought on Saturday
it was a lot closer,
but he looked a lot better. So there's a decision. Him, Jake O'Brien has been a brilliant right back so far. What's happening with Patterson? Does Patterson actually play ahead of O'Brien, as in front of him? Then is that where he gets his minutes? And you look and go, is he any good, or do I need to buy a right back? These are key things, because those players I've just mentioned, they're all of a really good age as well.
They are,
aren't they? They're all between 22 and 24.
They play, don't they?
But they've got to play, because you do have to make a decision. We're seeing Harrison Armstrong, you know, albeit the championship, but he's done really well. Last 3 games, scored a goal at the weekend. Does he come into it, the thinking for next season, and go, he's number 6 in our squad, or does he go on loan? So there is those decisions to make, isn't there? With the manager as well, and then obviously things like we need another left back, so the work has to start, but some of that work might be actually lads who aren't playing now, but you go, bit of coaching.
But there has to be a cut-off, doesn't there? I mean,
gotta be.
Because if you look at Decore, who's out of contract, you're going to say, well, you know what? Actually, we're not going to give him a new contract.
Well, there's a story.
At the moment, we're thinking, aren't we? Not a new contract on current terms. It may turn into not a new contract at all.
Story yesterday saying he's leaving.
Oh, and Lequip in France said that he's on his way. That's because he's only got options that financially greatly exceed what we're prepared to do.
And that's fine. You shake hands and
so as soon as that happens, you stop playing him, don't you?
Yeah.
So that means you don't play DCL either then?
No, well, absolutely. Just sub. He's just an option off the bench.
He's there almost to pad your bloody bench out, right? And that's why those players who you know you're going to keep, either because they're contracted or because you want them in an Alcaraz potential situation, then you give them the minutes. Because perhaps with Moyes' attention to detail, he's thinking Alcaraz got a load of talent, but I've not seen him do it when he's starting. And then you're into, well, we've got to have players around him so he gets more on the ball.
But the other thing with someone like Alcaraz as well, and also a Beto, right? Beto with Njai back in the team and with Alcaraz, is he a different player, or is he still just, he's a squad striker? That's fine, no problem with that, because you've got to have options. Seeing that as well, might make a decision on Beto and go, actually, if Italian clubs come again in the summer, we might cut our losses because we've got 2 other strikers we want.
From a business perspective, I would have thought, a bit bold, I suppose, that's a no-brainer.
Well, we'll see if he gets another. If he was to get, I don't know, I'm saying he would, but if he was to get 4 more goals, we'd see now in the summer,
that'll be peak.
He'll have got double figures Premier League goals.
That'll be peak return on investment for me.
I'm saying
that's where you're bold, you cash in, but only, as you rightly say, if your recruitment team have done the bizzo and you know who you're going to bring.
But you're also, I think there's just a danger sometimes with that, is that people are looking for lads who can put the ball in the net in the Premier League.
Always.
So it's like potential
It's hard
versus
work,
that. But I do agree, if you're looking, that's a judgment call.
You'll have to work out whether it's a sustained the quality or it's just a purple patch.
I don't think you can play him. Me personally,
At the moment, it's a purple patch.
You can't play three centre backs.
You can't play on his own against three when Decore is the other partner.
And that's that. So it's all about enablement, isn't it? Like, let's get the most out of individuals and therefore the most out of the team. So
just back to the game, I thought first half. That's it. Yeah. I mean, Ped's just mentioned it before. You know, Jared Brantwaite come the closest West Ham to score with a great header and a brilliant save by Pickford. The other one, I think, was purely for the cameras from Pickford. He could have just caught it. Bowen shot straight at him. But why was Jared Bowen allowed to juggle a ball? Why didn't I actually thought Jared Brantwaite was way off it.
He was rubbish on Saturday.
And Sarki, the pair of them. He was rubbish. They were way off.
He was rubbish on Saturday. People don't like hearing that. He was rubbish on Saturday.
He
kept on giving the ball away. Kept on, like, there was a couple of times, he's done it in the last couple of weeks, the last week at Wolves.
Some wobbles, The
ball comes up and he heads it in the wrong place and he allows the opposition to put the foot. He was rubbish. You are allowed to say that. You are allowed to say.
Doesn't mean he's rubbish overall.
No, doesn't mean he's rubbish overall.
He just didn't have a great game.
I was not surprised he didn't get in the England squad. I didn't see all this fallout.
You said that last week.
I don't think he's been. I just don't think he's been on it. Like, I think there's been
better under Moyes, I think.
Under Moyes, though, we play more advanced. He's higher up the pitch. Maybe his mistakes get highlighted a little bit more, because when we're deep and there's loads of players, if he does a header, someone's there to just smash it away. It's fine. It's fine. It has not been good.
Learning, isn't it?
Yeah, learning. It's all right.
We just thought we allowed Bowen to get older instead of, like, bullying Bowen the way West Ham's defend, particularly Mavropanos or whatever, however you say his name, and the other one who they had on the other, Kilman. Every time Beto got it, they were in his back. He knew they were there. Where not so much to Debo, but he was too busy making sure his socks around his ankles. But Bowen was, even though I think Jared Bowen's a really good player, we didn't put any pressure on him, so we allowed him to pull the ball down. And okay, he didn't do much in the game, but I just thought we could have been more on the front foot there defending, and they were the only two moments they had really in the first half. But that Bowen one was, he had so much time, and we could have put that in we've seen him do it for West Ham. He could have arrowed that in the top corner, either side of Pickford.
It's one of those, you look at each other in the ground and go,
why has he done? How's he
been allowed to do that?
Because we'd had Jack Harrison juggling it at your end early on. I thought that would have been a cracking goal, but it got blocked.
Which end was my end?
Oh, sorry, you were in the Gladys Street Saturday, right? Normally where you had the park. But he kept the ball up, didn't he? And had a shot that got blocked. Got in at half times. Like Ped said, we'd had Beto had flashed a couple of headers over, and we'd had the Alcaraz one at the far post, which was a back pass of a header to the goalkeeper, wasn't it? I mean, the closest we saw to come, and it wasn't very close, it was straight at the keeper, was Jake O'Brien's shot, which he hit well, but it was straight at him. It was a good save, but it was straight at him. Too many times we got in round the back and made the wrong decision. We went across the goal instead of cutting. There was one with Alcaraz where he just peeled off, and if it would have been cut back, he was in space, and we tried to play it in front.
Beto spent a lot of time daydreaming as well, didn't he?
I don't know, John. I couldn't see in his head.
Just watching him, slow off the mark and stuff.
He just looked. I thought every
concentration.
It's not a case of us not trying.
No,
but I just thought both teams. You said it right at the very start. It just looked like, and Ped did sort of hint at this last week. He felt it might be like this, but it did look like it was May and nothing could be achieved, and it was just
don't.
And I'm not going to bemoan it.
No, but don't. You've got to look at the situation and don't underestimate the fact that they're all off for 2.5 weeks if they're not on international duty. So some of them would have been at private jets waiting on stand. No, I mean, it's quite literally, was that like last game feeling of like, we've got 2.5 weeks off, but he's given us 4 days off. We're away. It's that thing of like, this game means absolutely nothing. So if everyone's off 2 or 3%, the game gets sucked down.
Oh, it does. And it certainly have to be that. I actually thought you might have been going to say, isn't it nice having end of season games in March?
Oh, no, it was. That's what I'm saying. In the game, I wasn't fuming. I was just like, this is a bit crap. If we went at it, if we sort of stepped it up, I felt we'd win the game. I'm sure West Ham fans in their end were going to step this up.
It felt like the middle week in December. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got the excitement of going through December, but you're not quite in the last week yet. So that's what it was like.
But we're having a few weeks off, aren't we? Right? And then...
Not literally.
Yeah. But then followed by an intense April. So.
No, it is. It's going to be really busy. I mean, we came out for this. We got given a penalty, which it's so hard for Everton to get a penalty. It was taken off us, I think, for the 5th time this season once it went to VAR. The difference being, this was never a penalty.
Yeah.
At the time,
I didn't know till match of the day.
See, I thought it was a penalty.
Did you?
Straight, but to be fair to Barry Williams is wrong more than he's right. But fair play to him. He went, I don't think that was a pen. But I just seen Beto swing back and then his legs went.
Yeah.
And there wasn't loads. I think Mavropanos has said as well. I think he sort of said in the moment, I thought that might have been a pen. But whoever it was who was buying was saying he hadn't touch him. When you see it again, the referees looked, seeing Beto draw his foot back and go down, to be fair, and he gave it, didn't he?
That's what VAR's for.
When you look at it again, it wasn't a pen. Yeah. I mean, that's going against the grain, because the other 4 that have been taken off us were 100% penalties. So that was the right decision. I mean, the referee defo won a raffle, by the way, to a competition to ref, because he was not a referee.
Schmitty's yellow card.
He was the most consistent man.
Schmitty's yellow card.
He's the most consistent man on the pitch, wasn't he?
Crazy.
I honestly
consistently crap.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen one worse. A yellow card.
What did he actually...
I don't know.
There was nothing in it, and he booked that.
He's just stronger. And he booked him.
No, he had a shock at the referee.
It was crazy.
I hoped we'd come out for the second half and really try to raise it and go at them, but
you hope the managers had a bit of a go and said, come on, lads, shake yourselves out of it.
First half, I think Everton were the better side. Yeah. And I think West Ham were probably the better. Certainly the first 25 minutes after half time,
they did come out like they'd had a
they were the better side, but they still didn't really. John Pickford, I don't think he had a say to make second half, did he, apart from picking the ball out of his net? And even that happened below me, and it was a foul on Beto, 2 hands in his back. The referee's there, not inside.
I thought it was a foul on Tarky as well.
But the ex-PGMOL head of it, Keith Hackett, who's also an ex-Premier League referee, come out and said it was a foul on Beto, should never have stood. And I thought as well, stupidly, when VAR check it, it'll get taken back, and you'll see the push and go, not a goal for a push, and
mate, they don't even look at something that happens 3 seconds later in the box.
Well, it was about United, there was probably
they're not going to do something.
There was probably 5 seconds between the push and the goal or something. Wasn't much. Souček finished it well. At the time, I thought Pickford. I thought he could have got it. When I've seen it again, it was in the corner. It was a good finish. Yeah. But why is arguably the most dangerous player that they had on his own once Bowen cuts it? Bowen does really well, but why is he just unmarked? Yeah. Scores against us all the time. Why is he just left alone? And he tucked it in. But I did think, even though I thought David Moyes should have reacted beforehand, because it wasn't coming, the goal.
We had subs
ready to come on. He just left it. And
then they had them ready.
No, they were ready.
The game had stopped. They were ready to come on, and then the game restarted, and they were still off. Right. Anyway.
But he brought them on, and I thought he did. I thought he did make a difference when he come on. I thought we did well to get the game, wrestle the game back, and get back on the front foot.
Yeah, I thought it just showed that classic momentum we typically get, or we did get in first Moyes era of late on in games, not just giving them up. And there wasn't loads of opportunities, and to be honest, for a while I did think it was just going to peter out. But I think as Brozier started to get moved round, and Schmitty holding the ball up and being a presence, and we were winning it back quite quickly as well. I think that was the most important thing. They'd had a chance, hadn't they? Bowen again went down the left, got a shot off. Pickford maybe should have handled it, and then he's double saved. That was the moment. But apart from that, it was pretty much in their half, and we didn't really come close. Didn't really have too many chances, but we kept it alive from that Schmitty shot, and luckily enough, we found a goal.
It's a great shot by Schmitty, to be fair. Good save from Ariola. I mean, I thought he'd scored earlier by the corner, which wasn't a very good corner, but it broke to him and he hit it back through a ruck up planner. I thought it was going to go in because it missed the first couple and someone cleared it. And Idrissa Gana Gay as well in that last 20 just started winning everything back, just going and getting the ball back, and Irabunum had made a difference. And it was a brilliant equaliser, John, because Alcaraz picks, Schmitty has the volley, it's a really good save. Keep it, get it to Alcaraz, he picks the runner Garner out, and brilliant cross and a brilliant header by Jacob
It's
Brien.
a tremendous goal, right? For a game, it fundamentally was lacking in quality.
Yeah.
We saved the best till last, so to speak. And that's what O'Brien has done, you know, before he got here, isn't it?
Yeah,
being in and around, score goals, blah, blah, blah. And it was a cracking goal. And it only when I didn't see it till match of the day. I went to Wales after the match and stuff. And cracking control from Ghana to cross it.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Just cushion cross and he was there. I think as well it was that's one of the big things, I think, when people, it does my head in when you're so-called pundits go, well, you know, when you always have the question, what's David Moyes done? Well, he hasn't really done anything. You're like, he fucking has. Open your eyes. Stop listening to shite. He's done loads different, and that's one of them, is that the momentum that we get. Like, we never settle. We're under the previous regime, let's call it that. That would have petered out to 1-0. We wouldn't have had a push. We wouldn't have had 2 strikers. We wouldn't have mixed the way we play. O'Brien wouldn't have been bombing for. We even took a goal kick at 1-0, and Jared Branthwaite was below me to win a header and Pickford had it. And I was like, what are you doing up here? Because we were getting them on the back foot. They actually started looking really uncomfortable the last 15 minutes. Hitting it every. I mean, Graham Potter's come out and said, it's the Goodison effect, and that makes you uncomfortable when and all that. Even though Goodison was quite quiet there, you know,
really so.
I can't have a go with anyone. Just what I mean is, it wasn't as electrifying as it can be. But that momentum, I think he's been, like Ped said, he's been able to instill that back in the team. That you just keep going.
Yeah, these pundits who are on a list somewhere, so they keep getting gigs.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely on a list somewhere.
Yeah.
Contact list.
Yeah. I don't know what they.
Other lists are.
Yeah. I don't know what they think they're supposed to see. That's different, because it's a sport about, like all sport, elite sport, marginal gains, and it's the little tweaks that Moyes is doing, and the biggest of those little tweaks is mindset. He just has a different approach to the game. You know,
go and look at,
and so those pundits who says swapping dice for Moyes, same for no. You don't know anything about football.
Well, they get given.
That's the
It's the kind of pundits who think Adam Ramsdale's a good goalkeeper.
Well, probably, yes. It's Ramsdale Day today. We've done that on the live earlier on.
Is he? Ramsdale?
We've just destroyed them all day. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to just destroy him.
To reaffirm.
The fella who's about to get his 3rd relegation.
Yeah.
That fella.
If you want to get relegated, get him.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, what I was going to say was, these pundits get given, they don't even do it themselves, they get given
the
a
research
stat pack,
piece,
right?
Yeah.
The stat pack, all the numbers are like black and white.
All they've got to do.
So all you have to do is go, someone says, what did they do? Well, under Sean Dyche, they created 1 chance a game, and under David Moyes, they're creating 10. You know, that kind of thing, because it's all there for them. Everton were bottom of the shot creation, under Dyche, the top. You know, them kind of, it's all there.
They score goals, now they score a goal in every game.
The 9th game on the run, Everton have scored in. So it's all of these things.
But it's also a never say die attitude.
That's what I mean.
It's like if you've got 8, if you are 8 games unbeaten and you don't want to lose at home, there is some momentum to do that. And also the goal. There was quality. Like, you wouldn't have saw that under Dyche. You would have just saw the ball, Harrison and maybe Linson just
Keane would have been on by then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's the best margin of knowing we are better than what we were? Michael Keane does not come on up front.
As an auxiliary striker.
That's the bet. That's the levels of there's the margins.
Well, Sean will reinvent history, because he'll say, well, if I'd had Chimity and Brozier available,
They did.
You know, and then someone would remind him, well, you did actually.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, what I meant was, and it wasn't really to have a go at that, what I'm saying is, what Moyes has quickly put in is that thing which was what was here in his first spell, which was at every game, certainly at home,
Try and win.
You still keep going, and there was no bigger indication of that. Was we equalised. Poor Jake O'Brien runs off expecting to be piling on like Tarkovsky.
That's his own fault.
No, but it's Rishad.
Waved them all away.
It's Rishad Garner-Gay just went and got the ball up the net and ran back and was like, get back here.
And we should have won it in the end.
And we got, I mean, can we just have a minute to say, what the hell was VAR looking at for nearly 2 minutes?
Yes.
For a goal that there was nothing. What could they possibly be looking at?
They were trying to claim offside.
For who?
For a cross that happened about 3 weeks before. Honestly, it was further back than the foul on Beto for the first goal. And I've said this in my after match, and you can pick me out saying certain things on my video after we scored, is I hate this in football now. This is worse than VAR. It's players trying to point the referee into looking at something on VAR. I honestly hate it. It's becoming to football. It's like...
They should make that like asking for a
You
card.
should be booked for it. Yeah. It's horrible. And they were all around it. They're trying to delay.
And they're going.
They're trying to delay the game as long as they can, like, to make it look like they have to. So it's basically saying, look harder. Look harder. There's an offside in there and you must find it. And this needs fucking right out of the game, like you fucked them. It's horrible. I hate it. It takes all the joy out of it.
Chico wore Prowse, though. He wants to learn how to play football.
But it's horrible.
He's a special teams player,
he got no special teams.
No, I've said it for years, nothing to do with him playing for West Ham. I said him at Southampton.
Yeah,
he's a fella who's made a career because he can take a good free kick or corner. Yeah. He's not a very good footballer. You watch him, he's crap, I think. I think at that level, he's crap. Might be decent in League One. Brilliant set piece taker, like fantastic. But some might say Everton have got players like that, and other teams do. But he was like this to the referee, you know, go to the screen. And you're like, for what, mate? You don't even know what you're saying.
Absolutely sickening me, though. There should be a time limit on after a goal.
30 seconds.
This sickens me.
Today. If you can't find something wrong with it, I've seen it yesterday. I didn't watch hardly anything at that cup final yesterday, but Zach called me when Liverpool scored. Why did it take 3.5 minutes to see something
Same
that within 4 seconds you could tell the lad was off? It was onside.
Yeah.
So what they did was when they spent 2.5 minutes going, yeah, he is onside. They then went, was there a foul on the halfway line?
Exactly.
They went back to that. You go,
and that's what I'm saying. The longer they keep the referee talking, it is like wrestling. No, in the old days of wrestling, when they go, hey, and then behind the back, the other two are laying into them.
Oh, the slowest count in the world.
Horrible.
What it does as well was
anxiety.
It didn't really do it for us, but it killed it kills their momentum. Like yesterday, had they restarted quickly, Liverpool probably would have been on the front foot, and it killed it. And horrible. We've seen this with other games where it just kills the momentum you've gotten. I just couldn't understand it. But what Everton did do after all that, and before any West Ham fans lose the shit, because I said Ward-Prowse is crap. He is crap, but you've got really good players like Kudus and Bowen and people like that. So there you go.
A great last ever game for Paqueta.
He was. I know he's a good player, but on Saturday he didn't have a good game. But I thought what Everton did really well was get back on the front foot, and we should have won it in that moment. You know, Chimiti goes up, gets the faintest of touches, it knocks them off balance, and Alcaraz is in. And if he just takes one more touch to his right to create the angle for the shot, I think he scores, or certainly he makes Areola have to make a save. He rushed it. And by rushing it, he scuffed it, and
he knew
it beat Areola. But I was right behind and knew it wasn't going in.
Yeah.
But if he just pushes that to the right and gets the angle, it gives yourself the better opportunity of hitting the target with it. And that was what we had in Moyes' era one, wasn't it? It would be, there's a goal, oh God, there's another goal. You know, I mean, we saw it. We actually beat Spurs for the first time since Moyes left. The other, you know, but that last time we ever beat them was that in a game where we equalised and we kick off, get it back and score and it was that kind of thing of we can win this now, not we've got draws all right, we try to get it. And I think that's, for me, is one of the biggest things that he's put into the West Ham fans will know this anyway, is that he does create that, like, we can still win this, that positive, and it's, you know, it makes you laugh when people say he's negative manager and all that. I thought that's what he's instilled very quickly into this side.
No, he has, and it's because of where we are. You're calm about it, so you're not like under when we were struggling. You'd be like, "Oh, just take the point. Yeah, take the point. Don't want the anxiety of what happens if they go up the other end and score." Yeah. Whereas when it's like I said the other week, Brentford, if we'd been beaten in that game, we would have gone, God, we got beat because we tried to win it. But yeah, it was just one of those things. You can't always have what you want, can you? It would have been glorious. The roof would have come off the place if we'd scored, because imagine scoring 2 injury time goals. But you're right, he maybe thought if he took a step right, then the defender's covering one half of the goal, and it's split seconds, isn't it? And he's hit it thinking, if I catch this right, I'm going to smash this top corner, and he has scuffed it. So it's more about the shot rather than where he took it or didn't take it.
Yeah.
I did think he should have took it on, but that's in hindsight when you've seen it miss, isn't it?
I'm just thinking of the angle.
No, I know.
If you take it there, you're more likely to wrap
But
your
if he
foot
takes it
round.
early, which is what he tried to do, and it's on target.
Oh, yeah. You might catch the keeper out. Yeah, no problem. I just thought
anyway.
when you look, but that would have been incredible.
But
But
at least that's a mindset, though, isn't it? That's the mindset we want. Play crap all day, grab a win. You're not bothered, are you? We've done that a few times, and that might be the difference between the draws and the wins going forward, or the defeats and the draws. Okay, we've drawn 4 in a row, but you can pick something out of every game to say we went for it. It was only the Wolves game is literally the only game I think you can go. Yeah, we sort of a draw's all right.
Our draw was the.
Brentford we tried to win, United we should have won, and West Ham we could have easily won. So it's more margins.
Yeah, I think probably maybe the last 2, I would say we probably haven't deserved to win, but we haven't deserved to lose, my opinion either. I think it's draw's been a fair result. I think the 2 before, Brentford, after the first 20 minutes, I thought we deserved to, but without being great, we had enough chances to win about 3 games, and we didn't. United was a one-way game all day long, and we blew it. Thought West Ham as well. I thought they're comfortable, aren't they? I think they need to get to the summer and let Graham Potter do his stuff, because it's still, they didn't look like a Graham Potter side at all. They were quite direct, which is not really like them. So I'm sure when he gets in the summer and rejigs it, they'll be fine as well. But 9 games unbeaten. I mean, John, it doesn't matter what people say. From a team that was 1 point above relegation to go 9 games unbeaten is a brilliant return, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an indictment of the previous manager, really.
Well, it took Moyes 10 games to get the same points it took the other fella 19
We've been talking about that for a few weeks of when it would be achieved, but he's done in 10 games what the previous manager did in 19. And you'll still see people comment on social media, it's no different, the outcomes are the same.
People who don't watch them.
Absolutely. Clearly, we're disappointed for draws on the bounce, but the hierarchy is don't lose, isn't it, first? Then it's win, then it's win. Playing nice, I suppose, and we're definitely in the winning nice. I was
going to say,
rather than just
I've got to say,
all the time.
And it might just be me, I don't know. But
probably is, Baz. Yeah.
I don't think we're not playing good football.
No,
I don't think it's. Don't get me wrong. There's a lack.
I'm talking about.
No, you're right, but I'm saying there's a lack of quality in the fight. Like they had Kudus and Bowen who walk into our team. Of course they do, because they're both really good footballers, aren't they?
Yeah.
We don't have that, without Njai. And Njai would have changed that game for us because he's someone who gets the ball. But I still think we're playing decent footy.
No, it's much better.
And it's bloody night and day to what we saw in the opening half of the season. I mean, the game down at West Ham, I think both fans would say, was dreadful. Wasn't it? Saturday wasn't much better.
No. But Ped called it earlier on, I think, either deliberately or indirectly, which is if you're playing further up the field and you're playing on the front foot, then that puts more pressure on that back 4 who've been used to having 5-6 guys in front of them. And so Jared has to adapt to that. You don't get the lazy pass, you don't get the lazy just heading the ball up the field. It's got to be,
move the ball about.
Well, it should be the start of transition rather than just clearing it. So we'll get better, absolutely.
Sure they will. So share of the sport. 2 players we picked out. I mean, it's almost becoming the Idrissa Gana Gay section, because once again he was everywhere for Everton, and particularly he was key in wrestling that game back into sort of our way, really, because West Ham had taken the lead. Let's have a look at his stats from the weekend. Passing accuracy 94%, 1 assist obviously for the goal, 4 ground duels he won, 2 interceptions, and that 3 ball recoveries there. Again, you can see he's all over the place there. And then the other player we have picked out, of course, is the goal scorer, Jake O'Brien, who's been in excellent form since he got in the team. 85% passing accuracy, 1 goal, 3 accurate crosses out of 7, I think it was, 2 clearances and 3 ball recoveries as well. You can see on the heat map, obviously on that right hand side.
That heat map's fab for a centre back playing at full back, isn't it?
Ped was going to say this is a fella who couldn't get near the team in the opening 19 games, but David Moyes seen something obviously very quickly in him.
I bet he won a few people some money on the weekend as well, St. Patrick's Day weekend. I bet he won a few quid for a few people.
Well, I mean, what have you made of him? Obviously, he's done brilliantly, hasn't he? Since he got in the side.
He's done fantastic.
And for the size of him playing right back,
yeah, I think he's
tidy on the ball,
very, very comfortable. Mark of a good footballer. And we'll see what happens, whether he stays there next season or whether he plays centre. I mean, I'd rather he stayed right back, because that mean Garabrante would still be an Everton player. So, no,
I think Garabrante will be.
I think he's I think a lot of people have took him to their hearts now.
I mean, John, just quickly before we finish on that one, I mean, 15 million quid was what Everton agreed with Leon.
You don't get a lot for that these days. We have. And I think he's actually maturing in that position. And I think the manager could very well be with Ped and think, you know what, I might not have a big issue at right back. If I have to play him right back, I'm not too concerned. He's got some pace, excellent first touch, and he's really calm, isn't he?
Powerful as well.
Yeah, oh, well, no one's going to out-muscle him.
I think he needs, what I would say is...
He needs a bit more reading of the game.
I think, for me, I think he should be a little bit more dominant in the air than what he is. Not in the opponent's penalty area, in his own position. Sometimes his headers are a little... just because he's big, I expect him... I think when you watch Tarkovsky, the way he heads a ball...
He takes everything.
You sort of think of him with his height, that he'd be that...
and he's 5'6" inches taller probably than Tark.
But no, he's been absolutely brilliant.
I'll tell you what I thought was really good on Saturday as well. David Moyes saved a sub and a sub window just in case Broglie needed to come off.
Always thinking.
Very, very sensible.
Always thinking.
Very sensible.
That's how Davey always thinks.
Cynic.
Always think. Come on.
You're a cynic.
Broglie was sound. I mean, quickly on them two, they both... I thought they definitely changed the way we played. We looked a real threat when they got on. Broglie is something that we don't have, that kind of profile, who great first touch, strong, can beat people, run up people. And in Schmidt, just looks like he's got a bit of everything.
Schmidt's Everton number 9.
Yes.
He's definitely an Everton number 9. Just has to score some goals.
But wasn't it good?
Saying that, you don't have to score goals in Everton number 9.
You're having that, aren't you?
But it was good seeing that, wasn't it? Because they did give West Ham.
Get back to options again, give the manager options.
Going into next month with all the tough games. I mean, it's so ridiculously... Fuck, we've got the points.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't worry about Arsenal, City.
I know, but at home.
Chelsea away, don't worry.
As a team,
Liverpool.
On paper, if Everton really needed the point, you will be looking at it going, but because we don't need the point, you're like, bring them on. Bring them all on. So it is one of those, isn't it, where you now having the options is so... Because at the end of the day, it's... Because Beto isn't a brilliant footballer, it's diminishing returns every time he plays. Because everyone's figured out now that round the corner ball. They really have, haven't they? You play 3, you keep them spread out, and you cut it out at source. Every time it's happening now. So Beto can't even get onto... They're stopping the supply. And without that, there's very little. Because he doesn't have that. Even though he's got a lot better back to goal. Where he actually wants it, we can't get him in anymore.
And because we don't have... the 2 wide players who are good with the ball or quick with to open it up, he is getting figured out.
So I think it is diminishing returns with him, and I think that's where someone like Schmidt, straight away you looked at his touch, and his touch is so much elegant. There's no... Him and Decore, you know, as you said, it's like...
Can't play both of them.
It's like trying playing football on an escalator. So
there you go. Let's have a look at the overall stats from the game. There you go, Everton 1, West Ham United 1. 13 shots to the Toffee, 10 to the Hammers. Both are 5 on target each. Everton with a better XG, but overall a 1-1 was a fair result.
I think so,
winning the possession, which...
won the XG?
XG and the possession. Practically a win. There you go. We're going to carry on now over on Toffee TV Premier. If you want to join that, the link is in the description. The QR code will be on in a minute. Otherwise, like, subscribe, do all that. Thanks for watching. See you later.